This is absurd. I am a great demon who has lived for over 500 years.
Ara, the one standing before you, is a great mage who's lived for over 1,000. Ara, kill yourself.
You know, after I dropped my last few videos, I was really thinking to myself, what's another anime that has a cold ass MC? And boom, the idea popped in my head. That girl Frieren. So we finna waste no time and get straight into this shit. Alright, check it. So the anime starts with us seeing Frieren's original party, in which their names is Himmel, Hyder, and Aizen. And as they're stating right now, they need a job because they are broke. Apparently, they actually defeated the Demon King, and now the world is in a time of peace with everyone celebrating. Even got the priest out here drinking. Like, bro, lock in. We should be praising the Lord. Sadly though, this is where their adventure ends. They've been adventuring for the last 10 years with having a ton of different stories and experiences. The thing is though, Frieren is actually an elf who lives a lot longer than dwarves and humans. So for her, these 10 years went by quick compared to them. And as they see the stars falling, Frieren made a promise to them that they'll come back to see these same exact stars falling in the next 50 years.
Aww.
In the next morning, Frieren decided that she'll be going on her own adventure for the next 100 years for researching magic. And just like that, 50 years went by already. And as we see, Himmel, that's you? Bro turned into an old ass guy. God damn, he's even short too. Beard long as shit though. He got that James Harden shit. Frieren's nonchalant ass only came back for two things: the demon horde for summoning magic, and to also see the meteor shower with everyone else. And as she meets up with the other members of her original group, we see them make their way to see the show. And low-key, this shit was already having me crying, bro. They even got side music in the background. Damn, bro. And even though some of them are really old, shit, they still got that spark in them, bro. Look at them, bro. You got that shit. And they finally do get to see the show. Sadly though, Himmel eventually passes away, and we get to see this sentimental moment with them burying him. Even Frieren's crying and claiming that she barely even got to know bro, and now that he's dead, she doesn't even get the chance to even learn more about him. But of course, the other two come for her. Eventually, they all go their separate ways again, and a few more years go by, and Frieren and Hyder end up meeting up again. We also meet this girl named Fern who lives with Hyder. Hyder, of course, since his time is running low, asks Frieren to take Fern and train her to become a mage. Once again, Frieren in a nonchalant tone says, fuck no. Obviously, she didn't really say that, but kind of the same shit. Not gonna lie though, this guy is hella smart too, because he ends up tricking Frieren to deciphering this book of magic for the next 5 years. Scene then cuts to Fern and Frieren, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, these two are twins. Hyder is sadly at the point where he can't even move much nowadays, and as Fern continues to train with the help of Frieren here and there. Frieren eventually finishes her research, and of course it was meaningless, but she still did it for him. Up to this point too, Fern is now considered a proper mage, so now Frieren has to bring her. This guy tricked her so easily, bro. And eventually Hyder sadly passes away, and Fern and Frieren continue on their own adventures. Early on in their adventures, they were doing pretty much anything to help out other peoples with small tasks, just so Frieren can get access to new spells. Just before they were going to move on, they decided they needed to find a specific type of flower for Himmel's statue. Funny enough, these flowers haven't been seen in decades, but because Frieren wants the spell to make them, she was willing to wait. You can literally just see Fern in the corner already tired of Frieren's bullshit, but hey, she got no choice, and eventually they do find them. Mind you, it took them 6 months to find Himmel's favorite flowers. God dang, bro. But hey, at least she's dedicated. Frieren ends up teaching Fern to up her defense in magic, and this ain't no easy training. Almost killed her in the process. God dang, she was not playing. But very easily though, Fern is able to adapt to Frieren's next move. Later on, we hear a story about a demon who apparently was sealed away from Himmel's party, and Frieren is now here to defeat it finally. And oh shit, you already know some shit is about to happen. In short summary, the only reason why he got sealed instead of getting defeated back then is because bro was just too strong. So after all those years of him being sealed, researchers ended up studying the demon's magic and found a way to counter it.
Long time no see, Frieren. How long has it been?
80.
No time at all then. What's become of the Demon King?
He's dead.
Now I'm gonna get my get back. Bye, bitch. Oh.
Bro's broken ass spell is just now an ordinary spell, but this demon ain't no fool. He found out the spell has to take up a lot of mana, so he instantly tees up. But of course, this shit does not phase Frieren or Fern. Fern was able to block every single one of Brody's attack as Frieren continues to charge up her own attack, which is literally his spell but upgraded. Nah, that's a sad way to go out, bro. Eventually, Frieren meets up with Aizen, asking if he needs help with anything. everything, and they ended up going on a search to find a writing from a musician named Floma. So they went on a mini adventure. Oh shit, that's you? They eventually found this big ass tree, and apparently Frieren was even there when her master actually planted this shit, which means Shawty is way over 1,000 years old. God dang, bro. And apparently the book holds details about being able to talk to the dead, but no one actually has concrete proof of this being true. But if this place actually does exist, it will mean that it will be in the north where the Demon King's castle is actually located. And now Aizen gives her a quest to adventure there to talk to Himmel, and eventually they leave. We see this red dragon sleeping right next to this nest, and it has a grimoire in there. And of course, Frieren has been looking for that exact book for a while now. So now they decided that they have to take down the dragon in order to get that book. But GG's.
Run!
They ended up going to the town, and they ended up finding a story on how this red-haired kid was able to scare off that same exact dragon. They ended up finding him, and bro had the audacity to try to teach Fern and Frieren a lesson to not bother the dragon. He shows off his ugly ass scar that he got from the dragon just for Frieren to say that shit is ass, twin. The kid's master is actually Aizen, and his name is Stark, and Frieren eventually invites him to the group. But first, she wants him to defeat the dragon so she can get that book. I'm noticing that bro is trying his hardest not to fight that shit, but Frieren was not having it because she so wants that book. Of course, he eventually admits he has defeated 0 monsters in his life and turns into a straight chicken. I'm not gonna lie, if I saw that shit too, man, I act the same way. Look at it, look! And oh, Stark, that's you? Man, what the hell? Eventually though, Stark does log in and ends up fighting the dragon all on his own. And this animation was so damn beautiful, bro. I almost shed a tear. This guy literally soloed a dragon all on his own. And it turns out the spell that Frieren actually wanted was a spell to be able to look through clothes. Bro, can we log in, please? They make it to this town and are rudely greeted by this rude ass guard, but later on that same guard ends up apologizing since he didn't know he was talking to the great Frieren like that. Eventually, the catalyst of the town comes to see her and tells Frieren that they are allowed to pass through. Damn, okay Frieren, I see you. Frieren and the others make it to the next town, and instantly Frieren notices that something is up. Man, what the fuck?
I know that ain't a demon in the distance, you disgusting ass creature. I heard you. Bye, bitch.
Oh shit. Man, fuck you. They literally just arrived and Frieren was already tossed into a jail cell. And apparently she was sentenced for 2 to 3 years, which is fucking insane because she barely did shit. Like, come on, bro. If I see someone looking like that on the street, I'm gonna kill you. Apparently the demons are allowed to be here to make peace with the humans in the town so that their battle can come to an end. But deep down, Frieren knows this isn't true because you can never trust a demon. But then she actually recalls about a time when they actually did save a demon just for that same demon to kill the village chief. In that same moment, Himmel didn't hesitate again and actually didn't even stop Frieren from killing it this time.
Explain. Why would you call out to a mother you've never known?
It's simple. That word stops humans. It keeps them from murdering us. Isn't that magical?
God dang, bro. You could tell Frieren does not trust a single one of them, and shit, I wouldn't too. Look at him. You're telling me I should be friendly towards him? And of course, Frieren is correct. These demons are only here in order to fool the town so they can lower their guard and take over. I won't lie though, these demons are some D1 actors, even preventing this shit from happening. And now the chief believes them fully. But like I said earlier, the demons are only doing this so they can lower the town's barriers and bring in their forces in to kill all of them. One of the disgusting demons ended up going down to the cellar to quote unquote talk to Frieren. Well, we all know that isn't true because he actually wants to kill her. But of course, Frieren knows exactly what their true intentions are, even warning the demon not to touch her because she won't hold back. Oh shit. In that same moment, bro pulled this shit out as Frieren just stays there hanging. But she didn't die because she ended up putting magic just around her neck. But then bro decided, you know what, I'm gonna saw through you until, oh, you're cooked. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie. Apologies to you and your friends and your companions. That's tough. Dang, she didn't even let bro say a word. This Chozo dude ends up using his blood ability, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit look clean as hell too. And then he decided to use the mayor of the town as a way to open the barriers and keep him hostage. Frieren then breaks out of the jail cell and tells Fern and Stark that they have to be the ones to defeat those 2 demons, but obviously she's fully aware that they're capable of doing it. Frieren's plan is actually to confront Aura herself to take care of the rest of the demons outside the town. Look at her cold ass, bro. She's ready to box. Night approaches and Fern and Stark are invading the castle to see what's going on. These demons ended up walking out of the room, and then Stark sneaks in to rescue Brody, but obviously he's shaking like crazy. And shit, I don't blame him. I'll be nervous too, gang. Just before he was able to cuff the ties though, these two walk in. Yeah, it's Raps. It's Raps. Bro doesn't even acknowledge him and ends up telling Stark to just walk away and leave before he kills him. Like, bro, put some respect on Stark's name, bro. Finally though, Stark locks in and charges at bro and proceeds to slash him just for him to use his blood as bullets and creates this big ass hand. And surprisingly though, he actually applauds Stark for actually fighting him on his own, but he's wrong. Fern was there the whole time just waiting to strike bro down. You're cooked. Despite the situation, they ended up leaving, but the demon's plan was to go after them regardless. While Frieren starts getting ready for her own battle, and man, I ain't gonna lie, she look good as shit, gang. What the fuck? She got that shit on too, bro.
It's been a while, Aura.
Oh shit.
They're already attacking? Man, why is she walking like she is that bitch, bro? Back up, girl. Apparently, the thing that Aura is holding allows her to control a person's will, and that person will do whatever she says. But the requirement is whoever has the greater mana ends up controlling the next person. This shit is low-key broken though, because come on, she's a demon, so automatically she'll have greater mana than majority of humans. So it's low-key broken. Frieren finally locks in and dispels the magic from some of the soldiers that were under her control, as Aura just continues to talk her shit about Frieren and the soldiers, even about Himmel. He didn't even do anything. Fern finally notices the blood on Stark's arm and also notices the blood on her jacket, in which it's all coated in magic, but it's too late. Fern ends up getting stabbed right in the shoulder as the demon girl charges up and swings her axe, sending Stark straight down. Fern for real just staring at demon bro all nonchalant up to the point where she was able to grab her staff and get him in a split second. But then bro ends up turning his back just for Fern to instantly attack him again. While that's going on, we see Stark just laying there like, bro, can you get up? As Fern's fight is going on, she continues to block each one of his attacks and counters it with just 2 spells. Bro is perplexed, even asking demon girl down there for help because he knows that he's gonna be cooked in a few more minutes. It took Stark a good beating to finally tee up and sacrifices his stomach just so that he can actually cut her in half. Okay, boy. And at the same time, Fern was able to defeat the demon Brody too. Man, you guys are weak. We learn more about Frieren's past and we learn how she actually met her master. And damn, Shawty was cold, I won't lie with you. Frieren wasn't even shocked though. Like, you can literally see her all nonchalant and shit once again. In short summary, she ends up teaching her the skill on how to suppress your magic, which takes us to present time. Aura then uses her skill to weigh out each of their mana, and as she walks up to Frieren, she notices something's off. The scales ended up tipping more to Frieren's favor. Shawty done got fooled, bro. I am so sorry for what's about to happen to you. How do you lose this bad, bro? God.
Aura, kill yourself.
Finally, the battle is over and Frieren party plans on staying a while just for their own celebration. Of course, Frieren didn't even answer bro's question, she just ends up walking away, but she still stays. Eventually, they continue their journey and they ended up getting caught in a strong blizzard, which then they notice a cabin in the distance, so they ended up seeing if it was gonna be empty for them. And as they walk in, you good, bro? Fern instantly slams the door because she had a feeling this was some straight bullshit. She even called bro a pedophile, damn. But it was actually just another elf just like Frieren, and he ended up just doing exercise so it could keep his body heated up. So eventually he does let them stay in the cabin for a while. Eventually though, the blizzard is over and they ended up going their separate ways. Fast forward a bit and Frieren and Fern ended up taking the first class mage test. The only reason why they're doing this is because Frieren doesn't actually have the actual license, and the issue with that is that the only way to get up to where the Demon King's castle is that you need to be classified as a first class mage. So now they have to do this bullshit. We then get to see the other mages who are also taking the test, and now they will be split into different groups. Frieren ended up with these 2 weird ass kids, while Fern ended up getting a nerd and a killer. Pretty much all they have to do is capture this orange bird before sunset and all the members must be present. Pretty easy, right? But it's actually not. These birds are out here moving like they mini Sonics. They're fast as fuck. So Frieren's plan is actually to observe them and not rush into things. ends. Later that night though, that orange-haired girl ended up getting attacked by a monster bird because she thought she heard something. Luckily though, Frieren was able to defeat it and help her. Later on, they ended up discussing a plan to use Frieren's ability to get close enough to the bird and capture it. We also see what's going on with the other parties, but low-key,
we do not care.
but hold on, there is one party we do care about, which is Frieren's party, and they're about to start boxing? Oh shit, what's Frieren's party about to do too? Apparently their plan was to distract everyone with the water and make sure that the birds weren't going back to that water too. Now all she's doing is suppressing her magic and waiting for one of them to lose their guard, and eventually she does get one. You got it. But sadly, it's not going to be that easy. We see Frieren just about to finish her fight, and of course that shit was easy. Shit continues on though, and another party ends up confronting Frieren's party, but it's just a girl who ends up moving fast. But still, she was able to get the bird. And then we also get to see a geezer and this stupid ass guy with them. This guy is a grown ass man telling everyone that he is going to kill these two girls. Like, bro, you're lame as hell. Like, can you chill out? Won't lie though, despite how lame he is low-key strong, but that man just continued to talk shit about them. Going back to Frieren's battle, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I can't even describe what's going on because it's too much. Eventually though, the geezer ends up using this tornado fire move on Frieren, but of course that shit didn't do a damn thing. And then he tries another move, but it still didn't work too, while Frieren just uses the dust to distract him and charge in. Eventually though, she ends up knocking him down and ends up stomping on him. Frieren, damn, chill on him, bro, he's still an old guy. And obviously her plan was to do that so she can dry out the other girl, and because she's an idiot, she ends up getting caught too, in which they ended up getting their bird back. Out of nowhere though, Frieren says that she's done analyzing the barrier. What is she talking about? Oh nah, I thought no one can break the barrier. Frieren got that shit, bro. From the moment this whole thing began, the instructors have stated multiple times that no one can break the barrier, and yet Frieren was able to do that shit very easily. Can we lock in, please? On top of that, the only reason why she did that is because one of the girls in her party ended up telling Frieren that she's able to control water, and since it's raining, you already know what's about to happen. Oh yeah, it's raps for bro. And eventually Ferd and Frieren end up passing the first test. Second part of the test is when they have to make it to the last floor of a dungeon. They don't have to work together, but obviously it'll be ideal. The issue is though, these cocky ass mages do not want to work together, even though it means that all of them can pass successfully. Already she was about to set them up by stepping on that trap. Like, man, can you lock in please? And bro, Frieren, can we lock in too? Like, bro, you know there was nothing in there. Can we please? We get to see what the other parties are doing, and of course they are getting busy. In the middle of their battle though, this girl ends up getting trapped in one of those trap rooms, in which she had no choice to use the bottle in order for her to get out. Apparently those bottles have a support system in which if they break it, it pretty much allows them to escape and can actually stay alive rather than dying in the dungeon. But if they do that, that means they automatically fail. Eventually they do realize that there's something wrong with this dungeon, in which pretty much it clones anyone that goes into it. The boxing is crazy though, I'll give them credit because they were able to take one of these things down. But then the real issue appears. Yeah, it's over. It's over, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Pat. This shit is low-key unfair because, come on, it's Frieren. She's one of the greatest mages. There's no way one of these fools can actually defeat her. But like I said though, this isn't going to be easy. They ended up retreating for a moment, but now Frieren and Fern are here. Then they try to find a weakness with Frieren, but dang, Shadi does not have one weakness. And wait, she has one too? You're telling me this is why she entered the dungeon? This shit is so unfair, bro. Eventually though, Fern thinks of an idea on how she can actually defeat Frieren. Oh? Finally, they all decide they're going to work together to defeat Frieren. After all their yapping, they begin. They decided to leave it up to Fern and Frieren while everyone else focuses on the other powerful mage. And man, something about seeing Frieren fight herself is truly amazing. Production was upped just for this fight. What am I looking at? Frieren out here dodging her own moves, but her double is moving exactly like her, bro. Look, look. Eventually though, Frieren puts herself right in front of her clone just for Fern to sneak attack her and defeat it. Oh, what? A black hole? Frieren, you didn't tell us about this. What's going on? Why is Frieren double moving so clean, bro? As they're fighting, Fern is still trying to find an opening while Frieren keeps the double busy. But shit is not easy when you're trying to fight yourself. The double is continuing adapting to each one of their attacks, and low-key she's getting more serious as the battle goes on. As the battle closes in though, the double just stunts her aura, and then Frieren puts herself right in front of it just for Fern to get a clean attack off of it. Okay, so it looks like they're... Bro! What is that? Is she good? But because she did that, she ended up leaving herself open just for Frieren to sneak in and finally finish the battle. Damn, that shit was not easy. Moving on to the third test though, and it was pretty much just elf chick, and she had to pick whether or not you become a first class mage or not. Now you guys might hate me for this, but I do not like her at all, and you're gonna see why. Of course, we don't care about these background characters, but what really pissed me off is that Shawty does not like Frieren at all. Frieren already had a good feeling that she wasn't gonna pass her test, and she was 100% correct. She ended up asking her the question, what's your favorite spell? And she said flowers.
And then she ended up saying, that's some bullshit, you failed.
Like what? But then it was Feren's turn.
Join me. Become my apprentice.
Oh, no thanks.
Haha, bitch! Regardless though, Fern actually passes, and now she's considered a first class mage in their party, so technically Frieren doesn't really need to pass anymore. On top of that, apparently the same elf banned Frieren for 1,000 years from even entering any one of those magical buildings. Bro, this is not fair. What? Frieren and Stark end up chilling, waiting for Fern until this old guy just comes out of nowhere. Bro was talking about some quote-unquote, I need to leave my legacy so I don't look like a loser. So pretty much he ends up implying that he wants to kill Frieren to build a name for himself. This lame ass dude, bro. Can you get the fuck out of our face, please? But in that same second, he actually releases his staff and even attacks Frieren. Bro, can he not go to jail for this? Is he crazy? Watch out, bro. But funny enough, Frieren does not take him serious and ends up telling his goofy ass to get the fuck out of my face, bro. Regardless though, that finally concludes season 1 of Frieren. Truly peak. Season 2 will be coming out pretty soon, so if you guys made it this far in the video, make sure to hype up the video, leave a like, and subscribe if new. And yeah, Lego.
Bye, have a beautiful time.